Hello everyone, Luke Smith here, and ready for a bit of a long video again. On the Silent Hill Memories website, reading the memos of Silent Hill 2 original, the 1990. No, it's not 90. That was the first one. I think it's in 2001. This came out fully PlayStation 2. So yeah, there's a lot of memos. Like, there's a ton of memos to get through, and like small memos from Born from a Wish, which we will cover as well. So, letters from Silent Haven, which is the area, like the town that you're in. Memos can be found. Also, this covers non-pick-upable memos, such as like clues and stuff. So, Swamp Monument. On the west sidewalk, near the north end of Lindsay Street, south. To be fair, I'm not going to bother reading the location, so it'll take me too bloody long. I'll read the full version. Remains of Blood Swamp. The X meters of land surrounding the monument was originally swamp, but later filled in. From long ago, the swamp was nicknamed Blood Swamp because the executioners poured the water they used to wash the execution tools in there. Perhaps it's for that reason that many people seem to have seen ghosts in the area. Don't pour blood in the lake, in other words. Memo next to Corpse 1. I'm going to write everything that I've learnt so far. Maybe it will help you out somehow. If you're reading this, it probably means I'm already dead. Ain't we all? Memo next to Corpse 2. I saw those demons. They were there, I'm certain, but my friend said he didn't see anything. If that's true, does that mean what I saw was an illusion? But whenever that demon ate human beings as real, or whenever it was just some kind of hallucination that my mind dreamt up, one thing I know for sure, that I'm beyond all hope. That gives a clue that that it's all in James's head. Like all of Silent Hill 2, everything that happens is all in his head because it's screwed up because of what happened with his wife. Next to Corpse 3, it seems that they're attracted to light. That's why people who need light to see are their natural prey. They also react strongly to sound. If you want to go on living, you'd better off just sitting in the dark and staying quiet. But even that probably won't save you. So these are like clues and stuff. Corpse 4. If you're trying to fight them, the most important thing is to relax. It is dangerous to fire a gun while you're all crazy with fear. Take good aim and squeeze the trigger, and don't forget to finish them off. I think most of those creatures can be killed, even if they are tougher than people. That's the thing, is like, it's best to like melee enemies in this one with like a metal pole or a plank of wood in it, because with a gun you're wasting ammo on them and it's loud, so it'll attract others. Corpse 5, run away. Corpse 6, run away. Newspaper from shop window. There was a hole here, it's gone now. I think they used that meme in Silent Hill the Room as well. Map found on bar. Map with an X labelled at the top of Martin Street. Wall scratches. Henry Mildred Scott. This is from the apartment. 3 different sizes, time on the run. 3 different sizes, time on the run. 3 young men circling around the sun. Henry was short and very, very slow. Scott can't stop, he's always on the go. 3 needles stand in 3 different heights. 3 needles stand on 3 different heights. The fat, the tall and the thin. Minute, hour, seconds. From slow to fast they move to the right. Scott rests not on 3 but 15. It's basically like giving clues to the clock puzzle. It's even more like fleshed out in the remake. Article about murder incident. The police announced today that Walter Sullivan, who was arrested on the 18th of this month for the brutal murder of Billy Lacane and his sister Miriam, committed suicide in his jail cell early on the morning of the 22nd. According to police statement, Sullivan used a soup spoon to stab himself in the neck. How do you stab yourself with a spoon? I don't know. A fork, yes, but not a spoon. Severing his carotid artery. By the time the guard discovered him, Sullivan was dead from blood loss. The spoon buried 2 inches into his neck. I still don't know how he could kill himself with a spoon. An old schoolmate of Walter Sullivan's from his hometown of Pleasant River said he didn't look like the type of guy who would kill kids. But I do remember that just before they arrested him, he was blurting out all sorts of strange stuff like, he's trying to kill me, he's trying to punish me, the monster, the red devil, forgive me, I did it, but it wasn't me. The schoolmate then added, I guess now that I think of it, he was kind of crazy. In other words, like mental. Sightseeing brochure. All of these ones here are from the apartments. Welcome to Silent Hill. Silent Hill, a quiet little lakeside resort town. We're happy to have you. Take some time out of your busy schedules and enjoy a nice restful vacation here. Row after row of quaint old houses, a gorgeous mountain landscape, and a lake which shows different sides of its beauty with the passing of the day, from sunrise to late afternoons to sunset. Silent Hill will move you and fill you with a feeling of deep peace. I hope your time here will be pleasant and your memories will last forever. Editor Roger Wildmark. Strange last name. It's not like that now, is it? Okay, wallet in the toilet bowl. This is a gross. I wonder how they're gonna do it in the film later this month. Number, Roman numeral or letter, depending on what riddle difficulty. So in other words, that's a code that you need. Dear Tim, I have to run an errand, so I'm going out. I left a house key with Uncle David. You know where he lives, don't you? The key's in the room near the first floor staircase. I'll be back as soon as I can, so please watch the place while I'm gone. To the right is the lady, to the left is the old one, in the centre crawls the other. Now just 2 spaces remain, but fear not for now. The puzzle is done. Now this coin puzzle, they made this a lot more better in the remake. You still get coins in that, you have to add coins, but it's like a story, and you get clues throughout the puzzle of what to do. It's really good how they made it, put it in the remake and made it more doable, and added more fleshed out story to one puzzle. The 3 bright coins in 5 holes B. At one end sits the seducer of she. The wind from behind, the woman doth play. The formless one, null, lies furthest from they. The old one beside, the serpent sits not. 'Tis the prisoner's left, that he doth what. And that's another clue. It's like more like clues for the same puzzle but in different parts of the apartments. The first lies the seat of he. The first lies the seat of he who is the silent and empty, heartless and fearless. Beside 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 him sits one who knows the place of the servant is next to the throne. Dozens of feet, yet not a single toe. The one that is hidden beside him doth go. Seducer of dreams, creature of Hades, living further from the man closer to the lady. Man and woman seeing all, heed us to the ravens to the raven's call. Silent and hidden the two may be, they be not there for you to see. Return them to whence they would be, and blessings shall descend on thee. I speak thus, the North Star behind me, the birth of the sun is the start of the story. So it's basically saying, put the sun first, that sort of thing. That sounds like something you should read backwards to actually like do it. Here's another one. There's loads of like writings for like the same puzzle. I think it's on different difficulty settings though. Like the coins in the hazy, either tossed, our souls must be their must by their sinful weight descend to earth with lightless lost. To right the sins that they have laid, when thrice in falling they intone, then happiness shall be thy own. The first hole be not by the horned one rung, though though it be that it be there that all sins be sprung. The bringer of light and the bringer of shame, the sins of the latter to be more tame. Though coming in the aged one's wake, the formless one's soul in fear doth quake. The needless one, silent with hungers all sated, at least there in sin with his lust all ablated. In the graves of sinners his place will be appointed, and then he be lucky, may his soul be appointed and anointed. Okay, we've got different ones now. Map found near brig. So that was all the apartment puzzles. This is like more Silent Hill puzzle memos. A map with a circle around Pete's Bowl-O-Rama, giving you the idea to go to Pete's Bowl-O-Rama to activate the cutscene with Eddie. Of course, like in the remake, you don't meet him in the Bowl-O-Rama. You meet him in the cinema in the remake, which that's the thing. In the film, is the film going to be going off the remake or the game? I mean the remake or the original. I think the remake, because Laura is going to be played by the same girl that voices her in the remake. So yeah, it'll make more sense. Patient record. Jack Davis, this is in the hospital, your next location. He has attempted suicide 3 times in the past for reasons unknown, although he is normally a model patient who follows doctors and nurses' orders. He must be watched closely due to his vast pattern of sudden and violent suicide attempts. Joseph Barkin. His illness seems to be rooted in the fact that he believes he's guilty of causing his daughter's death. His symptoms suggest a psychotic break, and paranoid delusions. Normally calm, but has a tendency towards violence when excited. Joshua Lewis. History of hospitalizations, as well as numerous assaults, battery, and other violent offences. He has a strong persecution complex and a tendency to sell things through violence. Extreme caution necessary. You got to remember, this hospital is a mental hospital, so you'll see a bit of a theme through the letters here. Doctor's Journal. The potential for this illness exists in all people, and under the right circumstances, any man and woman or woman would be driven to like him to the other side. The other side perhaps may not be the best place to phrase it. After all, there's no wall between the here or there. It lays on the borders, where reality and unreality intersect. It is a place both close and distant. It's probably like talking about, when it goes to the other world of Silent Hill when you get to certain stages of the game. It's probably talking about that. Some say it isn't even an illness. I cannot agree with that. I'm a doctor, not a philosopher, or even a psychiatrist. But sometimes I have to ask myself this question. It's true. It's true that to us, his imaginings are nothing but the intentions of a busy mind. But to him, there is simply no other reality. Furthermore, he is happy there. So why, I ask myself, why in the name of healing him, why in the name of healing him, must we drag him painfully from the world of our own reality? Something else is written by hand. I got the key from Joseph. It's probably the key to that box. And you take the key and you have to open the inbox of it, obviously. Written number on the whiteboard. 3rd floor, patient wing hall, 7337. That's the code for the stairway. No, the keys for the stairway. I think this is the code for the other hallway. Whiteboard graffiti. The pin number this month is T. The last month it was X, and before that it was Z. What are they going to do next month? That's all they can express with 4 numbers. Anyway, the door to the patient ring really needs to have its combination changed this often. Probably if you got that many nutters in your hospital. Imprint on carbon paper. Easy/normal riddle level. I know the number of the box is blank. I can't help him anymore. It can't help him anymore. The button key doesn't scare me. So nobody can stop who I am. I don't know who I am. I don't know who I am. Is who I am. Is who I am is. Oh God, fuck. That fucked with my brain right there. And it was just a random number. It wasn't all hash keys. It was just like random numbers. Hard extra riddle level. You get extra by beating hard. I know it. The secret. I'll give them something to deal with this demon shelter. With this demon shelter. It is no use anymore. He is my instrument. He must follow my orders. Yes, the box will be useless. Now I know I must not forget it. Numbers. That's good. He is the lowest now. I too will be free, and he will serve me. I am a genius, and no one can stop me. No one can stop me. No one can stop me. No. Now there's just another random number that you get. Louise. I take care of you forever. It is my destiny. Nutty. Diary from the roof. Obviously this is the roof. It's meant to be raining, but for some reason the pages ain't wet and destroyed. May 9th, rain. Stared out of my window all day, peaceful here. Nothing to do, still not allowed to go outside. May 10th, still raining. Talked with the doctor a little. Would they have saved me if I didn't have a family to feed? I know I'm pathetic, weak. Not everyone can be strong. May 11th, rain again. The meds make me feel sick today. If I'm only better when I'm drugged, then who the hell am I anyway? May 12th, rain as usual. I don't want to cause any more trouble for anyone, but I'm a bother either way. Can it really be much of a sin to run instead of fight? Some people might say so, but they don't they don't have to live in my shoes. It may be selfish, but it's what I want. It's too hard like this. It's just too hard. May 13th. It's clear outside. The doctor's told me I've been released. That I've got to go home. So what exactly happened to him? Turn the numbers. Random 4-digit code on the wall above the writing. Turn the numbers. Better not forget them. So I'll just write them down here. The second one is my secret name. The basement's basement. I was locked up inside the basement's basement. It was so small and dark, and that I was so afraid I dropped my precious ring, but I will never ever go back in there. That's one of 2 rings that you need to like open the wall to the secret passage. She is an angel. She's an angel that no one knows. Only I can see the lady of the door. They cannot walk along her bridge of thread. They fall from the height of their crimes, the weight of their crimes. Like bloated and ugly corpses, their sins she devours them. Sin and sinner alike, she saves them. Me, she is an angel. So that's obviously the thing that you have to use the rings on. It's more or less the same in the remake. I took the director's key. I took the director's key, the one to the museum. I hid it behind the praying woman when I went out for a day trip. I picked it up, but I did not steal it. I am not a criminal. There is a letter and a wrench. He who is not bold enough to be stared at from across the abyss is not bold enough to stare into it himself. The truth can only be learnt by marching forward. Follow the map. There's a letter and a wrench. That is like you're coming out of the hospital now, and you're heading towards the next place. The key is in the park. Or perhaps you are a fool. The truth. Oh, this is the letter tales you'd find. The truth usually betrays people. A part of that abyss is in the old society. The key to the old society is in the park, at the foot of the praying woman, inside of the ground, inside of a box. To open it, I need a wrench. My patient buried it there. I knew, but I did nothing. It made me uneasy to have such a thing near. But I wasn't looking for the truth. I was looking for tranquility. I also sought that thing. I fled, but the museum was sealed off as well. Now no one dares to approach that place. If you still do not wish to stop James, I pray to the Lord to have mercy on your internal soul. So someone wrote that and knew James, possibly Eddie. Possibly. Words written on the wall. And this is on the wall next to Neely's bar. If you really want to see Mary, you should just die. Which is the truth, because she's still dead. Like, the only way to see her is if you die yourself. But you might be heading towards a different place in Mary, James. Note, the above is what's captioned. However, the following is an exact representation of the words on the wall. Okay, so it's basically the same, but how you would see it. Pyramid Head painting. Misty day, remains of the judgment. Now this is in the Silent Hill Historical Society. Your next big building to go into. Waterfront landscape. This paintings. Waterfront landscape. Alan Smith. Date of birth and death unknown. A scene of this area from a long time ago. From this style, it looks like it was done sometime in the 1820s. There were a lot fewer people then. Only a handful of buildings. Painting from Cell 1. Or Painting 1 from Cell. Burning Man. Painting 2, Women in Flight. Painting 3, 436 people at a recital. That's pretty to the point right there. Inscription on the gallows: I give you blood to atone for the 3 sins. That is the gallows puzzle. That's been made a little bit more difficult in the remake. However, people normally cheese it, because if they pull the wrong gallows, they get basically sent down to the bottom level with a load of enemies. But people could like head straight to the ladder and try another noose to pull, and hopefully they'll get the right one next time. But that puzzle's kind of difficult, to be fair. The Legend of the Lake. This is in the Warden's office. Toluca Lake, the town's main tourist attraction. This clear, beautiful lake has another side as well. It may seem like just your typical ghost story that you might find at any number of old towns across the country, but in this case the legend is true. On a fog-bound November day in 1918, the Little Baroness, a ship filled with tourists, failed to return to the port. A newspaper article from back then simply says it's most likely sunk for some reason. Despite an extensive police search, not a single fragment of the ship, nor any of the 14 bodies, 14 isn't a lot of people, how small was that boat, or passengers or crew has ever been recovered to this day. In 1939, an even stranger incident occurred. There are many pages torn out. What was that incident? Many corpses rest at the bottom of this lake. Their bony hands reach upwards towards the boats that pass overhead. Maybe to reach for their comrades. That is fucking creepy. Oh, that's disturbing, that is. Jesus. Prison guard's diary. Prisoners do not feel remorse. We've got politicians that don't feel remorse. In fact, they do not feel themselves to be villains at all. Even the most uneducated brute will use what little words he knows to justify himself. And such trifling dreams they have, flourishing even in the darkness. Prisoners, too, are no exception. No matter how foul or loathsome one's own life and existence may be, human nature is abiding. Blood-soaked newsletter is I'll just read the fully illegible version. The body of a man later identified as Thomas I can't even pronounce that, but I know who that is. That's Anglia's father, I believe. Lumberjack, age 39, was discovered in the middle of the room, laying face up. The probable cause of death was multiple stab wounds to the front of the neck and the left side of the torso by a sharp-edged weapon. The estimated time of death was somewhere between 11 p.m. and 12:30 midnight. Due to the signs of struggle in the room and the lack of murder weapon, police are considering this homicide a homicide and have opened a murder investigation. Furthermore, given the fact that the cash in the room was untouched, he had a history of drunkenness and violence. The police suspect the motive was not a robbery but some sort of crime of passion. Now, was Thomas Anglia's father or brother? Because they both had like sexual abusive tendencies towards Anglia. Again, I wonder how they're gonna deal with this in the film. It was heartbreaking in the remake and obviously like the original one. Somebody please save me. He committed an evil crime. He turned a happy home into a pile of ash. For that he should die. They also committed crimes. They tried to fraud and trick others. So their reward is too natural. Too is natural. Even he cannot be forgiven. My friend drew out his left hand. and so his death bothers me not. And what of him? He also is not sinless. There is a there is one here who is innocent. The missing child is nowhere to be found. And so there was no proof of his guilt. His death was a tragedy. That is all I wish to say. It was neither justice nor retribution. That's another side to the noose puzzle right there. Dead man, dead men. Dead. Again, this is more like noose puzzles, depending on what difficulty. Dead men, swinging in a tree. How many dead men do you see? Tongues turning blue, the face gone grey. Watch them as they twist and sway. The first one killed the butcher's man, then cooked him in a frying pan, served him to his hungry guests, and gave them seconds on request. The next one, with his smile and sweets, stole poor children off the street. The men who dressed unsavoury, he sold them into slavery. Breaking into a home at night, the thief he had a nasty fright. Filled his foolish head with ale. Woke up the more. This doesn't rhyme anymore. Woke up in the morn in Counting Gaol. The artist with his daunting skill tried his hand at painting bills, but caught in the rain he was undone. With his ink he'd use to start to run. With the promise of great return, taking gold he did not earn, bundled it up out of sight, quietly slipped out in the night. Off in the night. Three houses into ash burned. The sheriff with no place to turn. Did spy a stranger to his town, locked him up and beat him down. Dead men swinging in a tree. How many dead men did you see? 6 feet long and 6 men wide. Round their necks, noose be tied. And you got to try and guess which one is the innocent one, like the one with like the lesser crime sort of thing. Like I said, people normally just wing it and just like pull a random one in the remake. I forget how it works in the original. Condemned Man's Diary. But halfway through. I do not wish to die, but tomorrow I will climb the 13 steps. Please, someone answer me. Why must I die come the morning? Dying the first thing in the morning will be absolute hell. I'd hate to die in the morning. The man in prison beside me believed me, because they're all insane. That's why. He said, of course, I know his opinion will change nothing. Now you know why I struck out at them, he muttered. The man who was executed yesterday, the one who had said his job was to sell dreams, that was not true. The man who is to be executed the day after tomorrow for stealing children shouted back, it was true. This is another clue of the same puzzle in a different difficulty. The man who was hung today did not answer. They'll kill me either way, he said. He was caught embezzling public money, so he hasn't any hope for mercy. The man who's always quietly smiling to himself, I am happy, for I will soon be with her. I do not wish to die. I long only to return home, but I know it is not to be. Though I have done nothing, this crime has been thrust upon me. Somebody save me. This is not judgment. They're all bloodthirsty, and I am their sacrificial lamb. Another one, Jesus Christ. We may visit death upon the head of the sinner, but to what avail? In the name of retribution, we took part in that bitter comedy to this day. You hanging as you do by your neck, unforgiven and cursed by all. 5 of them committed crimes, 6 went out for a drink and were captured there. Only one of them was innocent, but they knew not that. The bloodstains remaining are proof of their guilt, trodden upon and thus created, that they are paths to hell or void. The white bandages stained with crimson, the remains upon scorched black earth, the whispered cries of the maiden, they are but a meaningless contract. They are all signs of guilt. But one of them was done without reason. It was done out of fear and a ripe imagination. Spinning alone at the end of a rope is nothing. It is nothing less than a disgrace to all of us. Receptionist memo. Here we go to the actual hotel, the last part of the game. Mr. James Sunderland, the videotape you forgot here is being kept in the office on the first floor. Photos of the trunk. Random 4-letter coded word. Right, extra memos. These are secret memos that provide hints on archiving one of the main 3 endings. So that's like all the main memos are done. I thought there was more in the hotel. They can only appear at a time on New Game Plus. Okay, so beat the game and you'll get like extra stuff. The Road to Tomorrow. The Road to Tomorrow. And this is in the apartments. The first step to a healthy life is to avoid illness. That may sound obvious, but it is very important. Instead of working to heal yourself after you're sick, it is better to avoid getting sick in the first place. No shit. Also, you have to maintain a positive, optimistic outlook on life. It's no use worrying over things that has happened in the past. That is true. Once you get outside and play in the fresh air once in a while, instead of just sitting inside reading difficult books. That is true. Like, if your head's like full of like shit and stuff, just walk outside in the fresh air. It'll do you a lot of good. That's what I need to do more. Because all I do is work and sleep. That is all I do at the minute. Cause it's shit. I do need to actually get out more. But anyway, how to be a happy couple? How to be a happy couple? Do you really love her in sickness and in health? If you truly love her, then you must act. It depends on how hard you fight for her. Whatever happens, don't give up. Always try one more time. Even though there may be hard times, never turn to another woman. And if it comes to it, you must be willing to protect her with your very life. After all, true love means a willingness to sacrifice. Be true to your heart, and with luck, things will work out in the end. Yeah, again, I can understand that. Choosing death. Choosing death. When life is filled with nothing but despair, some people choose to end it all. This is the pamphlets what they give you at the NHS, by the way. I once closed a path for myself as well. At the time, I felt I had no other choices. After making my decision, it became the only thing binding me into this world. Sometimes I would cry myself while thinking of the past, but mostly all I did was playing over and over again how and when I was going to kill myself. I did stupid, dangerous things. I figured out it didn't matter since I was going to die anyway. So I went out of my way to invite disaster. I stopped talking to people, and it didn't bother me even when my friendships grew distant. Yeah, it's more of a depressing one, to be fair. Item memos. These memos in this section can be found in your inventory as items once they have been obtained, except for Mary's full letter. So yeah, this is basically what you have in the game. In game's his possession from the beginning of the game. Letter from Mary. In my restless dreams I see that town, Silent Hill. You promised you'd take me there again someday, but you never did. Well, I'm alone there now, in our special place, waiting for you. That's the what he has at the beginning. Book of Lost Memories. Inside the newspaper stand at the Texan gas station. Only available in New Game Plus. The name comes from the legend of the people whose land was stolen from them. They called this place the place of silent spirits. By spirits they meant not only their dead relatives, but also the spirits that they believe inhabited the trees, rocks and the water around them. According to legend, this is where the holiest ceremonies took place. But it was not the ancestors of those who now live in this town who stole the land from these people. It were the others that came before. In those days the town went by another name, but that name is now hopelessly lost in the veils of time. All we know is that there was another name, and that for some reason the town was abandoned by its residents. Dark. Laura's letter, acquired from Laura in the restaurant Lake Shore, in the hotel. Oh, this is from Mary to Laura. My dearest Laura, I am leaving this letter with Rachel to give to you after I'm gone. I am far away now, in a quiet, beautiful place. Please forgive me for not saying goodbye before I left. Be well, Laura. Don't be too hard on the sisters. And Laura, about James, I know you hate him because you think he isn't nice to me, but please give him a chance. It's true, he may be a little surly sometimes, but he doesn't laugh much, but underneath, he's really a sweet person. Laura, I love you like you're my very own daughter. If things have worked out differently, I was hoping to adopt you. Happy 8th birthday, Laura. Your friend forever, Mary. So that proves that Mary knew Laura from like the past. Book of Crimson Ceremony. This is in the reading room in New Game Plus. Speak, I am the Crimson One. The lies and the myths are not they, but I. You all know that I am one. Yes, and that the one is I. Believe it, hearken to me. 20. I can never read this kind of bloody wording. Believe and hearken to me. 20 score men and 7,000 beasts heed my words and speak of them to all. That they should. I'm not going to read that because that's I cannot read that kind of like the way it's pronounced. It's all like religious texts and that. Right, here we go. The letter from Mary in full. Acquired from Mary at the ending after completing the game with one of the 3 main endings. The letter is read by Mary. In my restless dreams, I see that town, Silent Hill. You promised you'll take me there again someday, but you never did. Well, I'm all alone there now, in our special place, waiting for you. Waiting for you to come and see me, but you never you never do. And so I wait, trapped in my cocoon of pain and loneliness. I know I've done the terrible things to you. Something you'll never forgive me for. I wish I could change that, but I can't. I feel so pathetic and ugly laying here waiting for you. Every day I stare up at the cracks in the ceiling and all I could think of how unfair it all is. The doctor came today. He told me I could go home for a short stay. It is not that I'm getting better, it's just because this may be my last chance. I think you know what I mean. Even so, I am glad to be coming home. I missed you terribly. But I'm afraid, James, I'm afraid you don't really want me to come home. Whenever you come to see me, I can tell how hard it is on you. I don't know if you hate me or pity me, or maybe I just disgust you. I'm sorry about that. When I first learned that I was going to die, I didn't want to accept it. I was so angry all the time and struck out at everyone I loved most, especially you, James. That's why I understand if you do hate me, but I want you to know this, James, I always love you. Even though our life together had to end like this, I still wouldn't trade it for the world. We had such wonderful years together. Well, this letter has gone on too long, so I'll say my goodbyes. I told the nurse to give this to you after I'm gone. That means as you read this, I'll be already dead. I can't tell you to remember me, but I can't bear for you to forget me. These last few years since I became ill, I'm sorry for what I did to us. You've given me so much, and I haven't been able to return a single thing. That's why I want you to live for yourself now. Do what's best for you, James. James, you make me happy. That is always a sad letter, to be fair. Tape transcripts. This is just a tape. I'm not gonna bother doing that. Notes. Small notes found throughout the game. Right, Nearly's bar. I'll wait at the bar in Nearly's. The door that waits in the darkness. So these are like written on the walls and stuff. The door that waits in the darkness, open into nightmares. Another conclusion. Searching for another conclusion. The scars from the past shall remove the nail that stops time. Rosewater Park. Patrick Chester is the son of Edward. He fought and died for the people, for liberty, and for all of our tomorrows. His memory lives on. In memory of the 67 old me, who died of illness and now sleep beneath the lake. Jennifer Carroll. I'll just read the full version. Victim of persecution by the Christians, Jennifer Carroll, who lived with pride and honour. What happened there shall never be forgotten. Lakeview Hotel on the billboard, and another billboard for the Historical Society, Lakeview Hotel, and Havens Night. This is all billboards, fucking hell. Refrigerator note: food only, do not store drugs. Yeah, like you could go to a bar and store a load of drugs in it. There you go. Joseph. If Joseph looks calm, he can be taken out of his cell. Looks can be deceiving. You do know that, don't you? Okay, the Historical Society plate. Ronson's Coal Mine. Brookhaven Hospital, 1880. This hospital was built in response to a great plague that followed a wave of immigration to this area. See, immigration is plagues to Silent Hill back in the day. It was originally a little more than a shack, but it gradually grew and grew. Prisoner's note: September 1820. Prisoner number C221. That's an old prison. Banquet painting: crimson and white banquet to the gods, or full of gods. Skewering painting: death by skewering. An execution at the prison: death by skewering or strangling. The clue's death is the prisoner's last taste of freedom. Toluca Lake Prison Camp painting. It's Toluca Prison Camp. Built during the Civil War. Later became Toluca Prison. Book titles in a prison cell. A Black Magic from the Abyss. Resurrection of the Dead. The Chronicles of Agrippa. Manuscript of the Iron Rings. On Sacrifice and the Art of Death of Demon Summoning, Tome of the Seer, The Feast of the Sabukai, and the Fallen Angels of Mercy and Favour. Counterfeiter. This man was hung for the crimes of counterfeiting. Justice and revenge has been served. You hang people for counterfeiting? Mind you, this was probably done in the the 1800s, mind you. Kidnapper. This man was hung for the crime of kidnapping. Justice and revenge has been served. Thief. This man has been hung for the crime of thievery. Body injurer. Yeah, we just call it GBH over here now. This man was hung by the crime of bodily injury. Arsonist. This man has been hung for the crime of arson. Swindler. This man was hung for the crime of swindling. Embezzler. This man was hung by the crime of embezzlement. Murderer. Now this is what he should be hung for. This man was hung for the crime of murder. Notice. On the fence in the room with the 6 nooses in the labyrinth. Only the sinless one may help you here. Mistakenly pull a criminal's rope and your reward will be returned to you in the shape of the most wondrously strange. Note, the above is what's captioned. However, the message on the signs in the game is completely different. Notice, pull the but once on the rope's trade and go return and go and return and the error be mended. Beware thee through the punishment suspended. Note, trade is a typo. I was strayed. Okay. Le felon. Oh, I have to scratch my head. Inscribed on the tombstone. Okay, reading all the tombstones now. This felon drank one last bottle of ale before he was executed and laid to eternal rest. Walter Sullivan's gravestone. Walter Sullivan. Memoric K tombstone. That's basically his name. There's even one for James Sunderland, and that's the one that he jumps into, basically jumping into his own grave. And there's one for like Anclia and Eddie as well. Toluca Lake wall. Warning: keep off. Hotel map note. Written in handwriting inside the box of room 312 on the map. Waiting for you. So that's the room where you've got to get to. That's Mary's room. Venus Tears plate. Venus Tears. Weight allowance note. Weight allowance 1 person. You basically got to dump all your stuff in a basket and leave it behind. Same in the remake. Heater's note. I'm Johnny, one hot guy. Music box puzzle. Easy riddle level. This is in the main foyer. When the lost one is returned, the sour note shall turn sweet. Normal riddle level. Seat of the princess who fled at midnight. Cinderella. Seat of the princess who awoke from death. Sleeping Beauty, I think. Seat of the princess who spoke no words. Ariel. Hard extra difficulty level. 'Twas shameful greed did stain her shoe with blood. Cinderella. Even so, I still want to believe that she was happy. As basically all the young princess again. Beauty, both a blessing and a curse it'll be. That's oh fucking hell, Cinderella, I think. And here we go, the last one's Born from a Wish. We've finally done the official Silent Hill 2 memos. Now this is a DLC add-on. All of these memos can be found in the menu of your inventory once you have read them. They usually contain information. Yep. Inner Garden Tombstone. Now, I have not played Born from a Wish. I need to play it, but I do wish that they would make it for the remake. Okay, so yeah, I've got no idea where it's set, but I'm guessing the same place. Along with you died joy. All that remains is despair and the future of meaningless tomorrows. But I will never give up. Once I see your beautiful smile again, one I want to beg to leave blessings to the gods. I wait that day when the boards cover up all sadness too will be covered. But unless my dreams return to reality, I have to swallow all the pain. Plant Encyclopedia. I can't fucking pronounce that. A genius of evergreen trees in the something tribe of the pea family. Its tiny flowers are yellow and or white and grow in clusters. Common varieties include the gum tree. The tree is a potent symbol of many religions across the world. In Christianity, it represents the eternal life and mortality. In ancient Egypt, it represented purity and rebirth, while in ancient Babylonia, it is thought it is thought of as the tree of the goddess Aisha, and was a symbol of life. It was also a holy tree to the ancient Jews, who built the sacred Ark of the Covenant from it, and whom it signified a peaceful death and a release from grief. Note, the last paragraph, the word coherent is a spelling error. It should read convent. Lost memories. On the table of the study in Baldwin's Mansion 1. So it's basically all set in Baldwin's Mansion. Lost memories. I have the strangest trust, you may even call it faith, in the miracle called resurrection of the dead. Upon the hill where the light descended, the beast intoned his strong words with blood of blood, drops of mist, and the vessel of the night. The graves become an open field. The people wept in fear and joy at the reunion, but in my faith, in the salvation of wherever the hell that means, did not waver. It was also spoken of in the ancient legends. The original worshippers didn't believe that death was the end, but simply the path of which the deceased returned to nature. They also believed that the process was reversible, so something important is something imprinted towards the bottom of the page. Blood red, mist white, night black. In the first paragraph, the word resurrection is a spelling error. Yeah, we kind of knew that. And that was basically like giving you a hint that you got to collect stuff. Item memos. These memos can be read by examining items. You got to examine stuff. Whiteboard. Written on the back of the board. When the right breath is found, I shall dedicate this thing, O Spirit of the Mist, grant us fortune eternal. Blackboard. Written on the back of the board. There you go. When the dark grail is found, I shall dedicate this thing to who denied death, grant us fortune eternal. Oh, this is when you use some items on it. Okay, so red board. When the crimson words are found, I shall dedicate this thing. O you gods, sleep in slumber, grant us fortune eternal. Birthday card. To my dearest daddy, happy birthday from Amy Baldwin. And you got to light the candles like in a certain way, and you'll find it. Notes. So following the small notes that won't be listed in your memo, in your inventory upon finding, but they are fairly interesting. Okay. Haven's note, neon sign, Haven's night, plate on the floor. Amy Baldwin. She was loved too much by God. 7 years was not enough to. Oh fucking hell! 7 years old and she died of. That's awful. That's fucking awful. Haunted Mansion. Haunted Mansion warning. Spray painted, yep. Keep out of the haunted house, yep. Cause there's strange shit happening in the Baldwin's mansion. Okay, we're finally done. Almost an hour now. We're an hour in. Okay, that didn't take as long as I thought it would, to be fair. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this readings. I know you don't like watching like long videos, but to me I quite enjoy these. So next week we will do Silent Hill 2 remake. It's probably going to be twice as long because it's a bigger game. Tomorrow will be a unboxing video that I pre-recorded weeks ago. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. See you guys next time.